Hey friend, I just want to share with you that God loves you. I want to share with you that God is not only real, but He cares about you and He cares about you personally. I know there is a lot of contention and disagreement around God as a concept, and you also might not really have a religious frame of reference around God. Or you just might be more comfortable referring to God as the universe. But I just want to challenge that for a second because there is something that is so impersonal and like almost distant around, calling God or referring to God as the universe. It almost has this connotation that the universe, although it is animate, it is something that is, how do I say, that only responds to certain universal laws that are at play, primarily the laws of cause and effect, the law of attraction, the laws of gravity, instead of, thinking of God as this, somewhat conscious thing, force. I want to challenge you to think of God as a person because that's what He is, and or rather as the universal consciousness that is simultaneously responsible for creating everything in existence, including you. But it didn't just create you and then leave. It created you. He created you. And then continues to guide you and communicate with you on the daily. And if you make space for Him, He continues to guide and communicate and to actively cultivate a relationship with you, actively pursue a relationship with you. God is a living creator who didn't just leave you as His creation to fend for yourself in this massive, gigantic universe. I specifically speak from a Christian context, but having come from a kind of new age, broad spectrum spirituality, that's kind of agnostic, but not quite really acknowledging God. I also just came from a period of 6 years where I was also technically referring to God as the universe, and it didn't quite sit right with me because there was something impersonal about it. Up until I had a life crisis, and I kept getting these messages, these signs that God was pursuing me, that God wanted to draw me close and show me who I am in Him, show me my identity, show me my value, my inherent value, outside of me performing, outside of me even being able to think positively, because so much of the spirituality that I was introduced to, on the outside of a religious concept, the kind of new age spirituality, there's this almost narrative, this heavy narrative that your reality is based on your ability to think positively, your ability to ignore the negative things or the challenging things about your reality, your ability to create as much distance as possible from the painful things of life. And what happened to me is I reached a period of my life where I was so painfully confronted by the difficult things that I could not muster even a single positive thought. I could not distance myself from myself because I was experiencing the pain so viscerally that I probably would have dissociated, or my life would have ended had I kept trying to pretend that everything was fine. I was grieving, I was confused, I was hurting, I was feeling so small and insignificant that I could not think of myself as the center of the universe, let alone as at the center of my own life, without feeling so powerless. And in that time, I was reminded that there is a God who loves me, that my ability to think positively or manipulate the laws of the universe exists outside of that fact. Those are not two things that they're not one and the same. I can think positively, I can quote unquote manifest things, I can I can think of life within that one frame of reference, or I can just acknowledge that there is a sovereign God who loves me, who has ultimate power and far more capacity than me to influence, not even to influence, like far, like just control over my reality beyond whether I'm able to think positively or not. And I just want to challenge you that if you've been going through a difficult time, or if you are a survivor of trauma and you kind of habitually think negative, habitually find yourself in thought spirals and shame spirals and nihilistic kind of mental narratives, and it's really hard for you to think positively, or if you have been grieving and you just like, I should be over it by now, I need to think positively so I'm not stuck in what I'm feeling. Whatever it is that you've been going through, if you've been trying to disassociate yourself from those negative feelings, I just want to challenge that narrative that says that it is the universe and your mental positivity that has control, and ask you to surrender your grief, your pain, your frustrations, your emotional turmoil that you've been going through. I want to challenge you to surrender that to the living God who is pursuing you, who is with you, who doesn't run from your grief, who doesn't run from your anger, who doesn't run from your pain, who wants to be with you in that, who wants to pursue you and hold that with you. He doesn't ask you to numb yourself or pretend that everything is fine. He wants to show you what his presence feels like, to show you that you are more emotionally resilient than you feel when you're experiencing those challenges, and that your value goes far beyond what you could ever comprehend within that limited mind frame of thinking of yourself as, one of just, I don't even know how to describe it, but you're so completely unique. You are so significant, and you're so valuable to God. You're so valuable to God. And I know that thinking of God within a religious context, or within a kind of how do I say? For a lot of people, it's really challenging. There's a lot of political contention. There's a lot of, debates around the subject of there being a higher power who is sovereign and loving. But I want you to set that aside for a second and don't think of God as a concept, because you're gonna miss the relationship. You're gonna miss the opportunity for intimacy with a loving God who's pursuing you, who wants to spend time with you, who wants to have emotional intimacy and give you a sense of belonging. Set aside the conceptual understanding just for a moment, just for the time being, especially as you're navigating this season that you're in. I'm so sorry that your heart is hurting. I'm so sorry that you feel like you're drowning in this grief and confusion. And even if you're not, in whatever season you're in, I want you to know that God is with you, both in the joy and in the grief. both in the clarity and in the confusion, both in your confidence and sense of certainty, and in the uncertainty, and when you're ashamed and when you're afraid. He's still with you. That's all. I just want to let you know that I am rooting for you. I love you, but God loves you so, so, so much more. Please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I want to hear from you. I want to hear what you're, navigating through in this time. And if you have had a tangible experience of God's love and Him drawing you closer, please feel free to share that in the comments. I would absolutely love to hear from you. Okay, and that's it for me.